One thing that would be really interesting for me to understand is for a company, let's say like mine, okay, I have a limited number of people to manage everybody else, but there's specific things that now I'm actually addressing. I up until now I had a dispatcher that did sales and also jumped on the truck. He's like Mr. Gold, the guy's man. He's the the MVP through and through. He's been doing this for years. I said, Jordan, we're gonna move you into sales manager, and I need to find a dispatcher. So, uh, at what point in the company can you afford and keep, of course, because you're gonna shrink in the slow season a little bit. You know, it's like for you to keep that person that has a set of duties there, and also when it's not as busy or there's not as many guys to train, where do you reutilize that person, or how do you keep them busy as well, or you just cut their hours? Like to me, that's the thing. It's like if I'm bringing more people on the team for a bit, train them, and then not being able to use them, or when and I see that okay, the sales manager is an essential one, and then next past that is somebody to train. Aside from the dispatch, of course, but to train and keep the crews on their toes and be managing personnel. That's kind of a full time position as well, just on a day to day basis. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And, it's definitely a balance. We always look within our company when we have a spot open up for like sales or, our dispatcher. Pretty much everybody in our company has either worked as a mover for us or a mover somewhere else. And, the only person who hasn't worked as a mover for us is really our GM, ops manager, Jeff. But he's 67 years old. He's worked as a mover before, and he's probably gone out and moved a few things here and there. But all of our salespeople, our dispatcher, they all were movers at one point, and we try to give them that path of advancement within the company, because it shows that all the other guys that they can get off the trucks if they want. Some guys, they
Hmm.
love being on the trucks. They might run interstate jobs, or they're getting pretty decent pay. They're getting tips. We have a bonus program we call Brother Bucks, which is basically mover bonus points from what Lewis used to talk about. We made some tweaks to it, but they get that monthly
Hmm.
bonus. It takes into account 5-star reviews and things like that. So, they can make decent money when you factor all that in. I mean, it comes out to a lot of times $35 an hour when you factor in tips and bonuses. Sometimes even more than that. Time and a half for overtime, that sort of a thing. And then we give them a gym membership. We've got a corporate account with Crunch Fitness where we pay like 20 something bucks a month per gym membership. So that's any
Nice.
full-time movers get a free gym membership. We do 50% health care subsidies. So health, vision, dental. They pay 50% right out of their paycheck. And then we cover the other 50 so that they can have that. We'll reimburse for chiropractor visits, and then just cultural stuff. We try to do fun stuff with the team to where it's they're part of a family. They're part of like this brotherhood almost, and just really try to perpetuate that culture where people are friends with one another and they get to work with their friends. Even if they don't know them coming in, by the time they're with us for a
Hmm.
few months, they make friends and have people to live with, hang out with, whatever. We'll do weekly mover meetings where we do more additional training, stuff like that. We're always trying to find little perks to keep them interested, because the best movers tend to come from the people we already have, referrals, people that they
True.
know. So we want to make sure that they're all
Yes.
happy.